Justin Timberlake used to be a huge A-list superstar, but then everything came crashing down for him when his recent affair became public, and you'll never believe how a couple of videos pretty much tanked his entire career. When the paparazzi released some pretty shocking photos and videos of Justin in 2019, it pretty much broke the internet. The photos showed him and his co-star Alicia Wainwright at a bar in New Orleans where they were filming for the movie Palmer. The issue was that Justin and Alicia looked really loved up and cozy, but Justin was married. It seemed like the co-stars might have had one too many drinks and their on-screen chemistry kind of slipped into real life. In the photos and videos, you can see Alicia touching Justin suggestively on his arm and hands while they're chatting. When these first got out, everyone was shocked to see Justin taking Alicia's hand and placing it on his knee suggestively as well. But that wasn't even the craziest part. In the video, Justin wasn't wearing his wedding ring, and chances are slim that it got lost since he was apparently spotted with it on earlier that week. Everyone was really disappointed in Justin because of this. He had a reputation for being a golden boy, and he and his wife made such a perfect couple. He and Jessica Biel had literally been married for about 7 years at that point. And what made the whole thing even worse was that Jessica was actually pregnant with their second child. Justin unsurprisingly got a lot of hate and backlash because of this. And about 2 weeks after the incident, he made a public apology on Instagram. He basically went on about how he hated his affairs being out there, but since his family was hurting from his actions, he had to correct them. I don't think that's what his apology should have focused on, especially since he also tried to excuse his behavior by saying that he had been drunk that day. He also claimed that the cheating rumors were false and that he didn't do anything beyond what was shown in the video with Alicia. But that wouldn't really explain why he wasn't wearing his wedding ring. Still, everyone seemed to kind of accept his apology, but the backlash still had ripple effects. At the time, Justin's career was already struggling, and it felt like it couldn't take any more hits, and it seems like his scandal truly was the final blow. The year before, in 2018, he released an album that was very different from the old Justin vibe. There's obviously nothing wrong with that. He probably just wanted to experiment a little, but the album received a lot of bad reviews. Several critics called it one of the worst albums of 2018. I guess he was trying to go from his trademark seductive pop music to more self-reflective and somber sound. But it just wasn't a success, and it was definitely a blow to his career. And this got even worse after the cheating allegations got out. Plus, this whole thing reminded everyone of all the other times Justin had seemingly made use of a bad PR from his female co-stars to get famous. So things didn't exactly work out in his favor this time. But if you really think about it, this wasn't the first time he'd done something crazy like this. He used to do this a lot when he was still a rising star. There was that whole mess with Britney Spears a while ago. This was after he left NSYNC and decided to go solo. He released a debut single which was at about number 11 on the Billboard Hot 100. But I guess this wasn't good enough for Justin because he then decided to pull this crazy stunt with Britney. To this day, we still don't know for sure if Cry Me a River was a diss track aimed at Britney because he didn't really ever clarify this. He just kind of played it up being the victim to further fuel the rumors going around that Britney cheated on him with his choreographer. I kind of didn't really buy it though, especially after he started talking about it a lot to promote his new album. And I stopped thinking much of him after he said some stuff about what he and Britney did together. This was kind of a big deal because Britney had apparently pledged to stay celibate until she got married, and to say what he did on TV, it obviously caused really bad PR for Britney, but did the total opposite for Justin. With all this publicity, his album went on to sell over 10 million copies worldwide, and Britney was left in an insanely messy situation. It also didn't help that she was already involved in a lot of other controversies at the time, but this wasn't the only time Justin made use of controversy. There was also that thing with Janet Jackson. This was honestly really sad because she genuinely asked him to share the stage with her when she was doing the Super Bowl halftime show. I think they were actually close friends before this because they had even collabed on a song once before. But then there was the whole thing with the wardrobe malfunction, which obviously left Janet exposed, and she actually got a lot of backlash for that, even though it wasn't her fault. We all know that her career never really recovered from that. Justin, on the other hand, was left untouched by the whole mess. He even won a Grammy Award a few days later while Janet wasn't allowed at the awards. Although he apologized at the Grammys, we all saw that he wasn't really sorry about it when he later said he was just giving the fans something to talk about. Because of all this drama, I really wasn't that surprised that his career started sinking. He even quit the music scene and tried his hand at acting. And although he managed to snatch some pretty good roles in some major movies, his acting career just didn't really thrive all that much. And when the 2021 movie Framing Britney was released, his past controversies came up again in his interviews with Diane Sawyer. But no one overlooked his behavior this time. He was called out on all social media platforms, and he had to apologize on Instagram to all the women he had hurt in the past. His apology was publicly accepted by some of the women, including Britney. And in another totally insane move, in May this year, he sold his entire song catalog to Hypnosis Song Management. Sure, a lot of artists seem to be doing that these days, but they are usually older artists. Justin was definitely excited about it though, and it totally makes sense that he was excited because he apparently made over $100 million from the deal. With his previous net worth estimated to be around $250 million, he's definitely worth way more now. And according to the Wall Street Journal, the deal doesn't cover Justin's future releases. And if you're wondering if there are even going to be future releases in the first place, I saw in an interview he did in 2021 with Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy asked if we could expect more music from Justin, and Justin answered that there was a possibility. Although he later went on to add that he wasn't really in a rush to finish an album, since he apparently loves to take his time and make it the best it can be. I mean, I don't know if we should have high hopes for this after the 2018 album, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Justin also recently made a TikTok where he just completely fumbled a famous dance step. For someone who was so well known for his dancing, he gave a lot of uncomfortable dad energy in the video. After that video got out, he was pretty much roasted on TikTok for like a week. He even had to apologize for it, which was pretty bizarre, especially since he apologized for that faster than he did for some of the actual serious stuff that he did. Honestly, I have no idea if Justin's career will ever recover. From all his scandals to his music flops, I just don't know if I see it happening. But what do you guys think? Do you think there's still hope for his career? Let me know in the comments.